What if, just hear me out. I know this may sound really far out there. This may sound absolutely insane, but I assure you, this is a golden idea. Maybe instead of law enforcement blocking the roads as people died in the fires in Maui, maybe instead of blocking the roads, they could have rode around and saved the lives of old people who were very obviously about to die. Old people walking around the town, some not even walking, some rolling in wheelchairs, some walking with their canes along the side of the road, trying to escape, but obviously they're not in the condition to escape. Obviously, they can't move fast enough to get away. So what if, law enforcement, instead of blocking people from escaping and basically forcing them to die, law enforcement could have rode around and saved some of these old people so regular people wouldn't have to do so? Wouldn't that be crazy? I know it sounds far out there, but wouldn't that have been helpful? You know? You have the police here for a reason, to help, not to block people from evacuating a freaking fire. But, you know, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just putting too much thought into it. I'm sure there is a great reason as to why law enforcement was instructed to force these people to stay within the fire. I'm sure there's a great reason behind it, right? But you want to know what's even more frustrating? We have all of these videos. We have all of these social media posts. We have all of these first-hand accounts from people on the ground. Everyone, and I mean everyone out there, is saying the same thing, that they were blocked from escaping. Yet law enforcement and the police chief that just so happens to be tied directly to that Mandalay Bay incident in Las Vegas from a few years back, he's claiming that, oh, we weren't really stopping people. We weren't blocking anyone. There wasn't no roadblocks. It's on video, bro. It's on video. Everyone in the freaking area is talking about it. The word has already spread around the entire world. And now the police chief is trying to deny that they were doing this. Which in my eyes makes things look much worse. I try not to get too worked up by some of this stuff that's going on, but you did everything you could to preserve human life by, one, not sounding the alarm. You refused to put off the sirens to alert people who may have been asleep in bed that there was a problem, that there were fires headed for their homes. You did everything to preserve human life, yet while these people were fighting the fires, y'all turned the water off on these folks. You did everything to preserve human life, yet when people were in their vehicles trying to preserve their own lives, you stopped them. You stopped them. The people who survived because they didn't listen to the rules. They didn't listen to the roadblocks. They kept on going in whatever direction they chose to ride in. We did everything we could to preserve human lives. No, the exact opposite. You did everything you could to ensure that more people died and that these fires were as destructive as possible. That's why you turned off the water. That's why you cut off every escape route except for the ocean, where people literally drowned. You gotta just sit here and let us work and do our jobs. We tried to let you work and do your jobs, and what did you do? You stopped people from surviving. You stopped people from escaping. And then they have the nerve to try to deny that this stuff happened, which makes them look even worse. If you admitted that it happened, which we know for a fact it did, and then you try to bring up some type of excuse, then maybe you would sound more believable. But the fact that you are denying something that very obviously happened, we have footage, everyone on the ground is saying the same thing. So by you denying it, it just makes me look at y'all like y'all are even more guilty. That this was done on purpose, and now you're trying to cover your tracks. All of this, we did everything we could to preserve human life. How? Show me one thing. Show me one smart move you all made. You didn't do anything. You cut the water off and you allowed these flames to rage as wildly as possible. That's what y'all did. Y'all wanted to ensure that this whole area was wiped out. And in my opinion, y'all wanted to ensure that most of the people who these homes and land belong to were wiped out in the process as well. Whole entire families wiped out. But we want to preserve human life. Show me. Show me. Matter of fact, you all watching this video, find me one example. Find me just one thing. I'm not asking for much. Show me one thing that would suggest that the powers that be, that these officials were trying to ensure that, people weren't harmed by these flames. Show me one piece of evidence. It could be the smallest piece of evidence ever. Show me one thing that would make me believe that they did whatever they could to preserve human life. I guarantee you can't find it, because I damn sure can't.